What's going on, guys? So I want to talk about distraction, how it can be useful in certain situations regarding your anxiety, and how it can actually hold you back depending on where you're at in your anxiety journey. In my opinion, guys, in the very beginning of your anxiety journey, when things are new, when things are fresh, when things are very, very scary, you seem to get less breaks. After I had my first panic attack, it seemed like I was constantly consumed with symptoms. And I think this is where distraction can be more useful, to give you some momentum, right? To give you some breaks, to give you some moments where you're not having panic attacks, where you're having symptoms. Now, when I'm talking about distraction being useful, I'm talking about healthy distraction. Don't get caught up in all the unhealthy stuff. I definitely had some very unhealthy distractions. I'm talking about socializing. I'm talking about getting out of the house. I'm talking about staying busy. You know, this could be doing some chores around the house. It could be, working a few more hours a week, right? Getting an extra shift or two. It's going to at least give you the benefit of maybe earning some more money, and you're going to get some distraction out of that. Staying busy and just being productive. Maybe you work from home. Maybe you're into doing art. Maybe you make music. Maybe you make beats. Even reading books and things like this. Just finding something to get your mind off of the symptoms and the negative thoughts can be very, very useful in the beginning. Now, as we move on throughout our anxiety journey, some things start to happen, right? You figure out how anxiety works, right? Which is important, awareness and gaining a lot of knowledge on anxiety, so you can be a little less fearful of it. You start to realize, like, okay, I gotta get out of my comfort zone. I kind of need to stop leaning so much on distraction. I need to actually start facing some of these fears. Now, for some of you, maybe you're just interested in management, and if you're just interested in management, there's nothing wrong with that. That's way better than just letting your anxiety take full control over you. At least you're trying to manage it. Then sure, distraction will probably always be a useful thing for you. But if you want to fully recover from anxiety, which a lot of you that watch me on this channel, that's a goal of yours, you have to realize that you have to have less and less distraction the further you get into your anxiety journey, and you have to start facing some of these things head on, okay? These moments where you have symptoms, these moments where you feel a little triggered, these moments where these negative thoughts start to pop up, these are now opportunities and chances that you need to take advantage of to show your subconscious that you've changed, to show your subconscious that this environment or whatever the trigger is or whatever situation you're in is a safe situation, so the symptoms aren't needed. And you got to change your response to show your subconscious that you're not afraid. But you need more of these opportunities. You need more of these situations where your symptoms arise. And if you're just, you're just distracting yourself constantly, the problem's always going to be there. And then, basically what you're doing is just managing your anxiety. And like I said, I don't want to bash managing anxiety. Don't get me wrong, okay? Don't twist my words here. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you want full recovery and if you want to get past this, we have to have less and less moments where we constantly distract ourselves. For instance, like early on for me, like mid-morning, early afternoon, was probably my most distracted period. I was talking to people. Talking to people really, really helped me get out of my own head, right? I didn't focus as much on symptoms. I didn't focus as much on negative thoughts. Talking to other people distracted me very, very well. Going to work distracted me. And don't get me wrong, I still struggled horribly throughout all parts of the day. But if there was a part of my day where my symptoms were a little bit less, it was whenever I was distracted by conversation or doing something that was more productive, or staying busy at work, doing something with my hands. The mornings and evenings were really, really terrible, but what I didn't realize, towards the beginning to the mid part of my anxiety journey, these were opportunities for me to actually practice talking to my subconscious and trying to calm my subconscious. But I didn't do that. Of course, in the beginning, I didn't understand how anxiety worked. I didn't understand that showing fear to these symptoms and showing annoyance or frustration was just going to make the symptoms and the negative thoughts worse. But guess what? Later on, towards the end of my anxiety journey, I started to see these as opportunities. And whenever I'm talking to somebody on a coaching call, I try to get them to understand that these moments that you have symptoms, that's your chance. Don't let it pass by. That is your chance to say, subconscious, look, I know you're giving me this tension right here in my chest. there's nothing wrong with this situation. That tension's not needed, you know? And then the further that you get along in your anxiety journey, the less you're gonna have symptoms, right? So that's whenever that chance is even more important to take advantage of, right? That's even a more important opportunity, because a lot of you got like 10, 15% left. You know what I mean? So don't shy away from these moments. Don't run away from these moments. You actually need your symptoms to kind of show up sometimes so you can keep reminding your subconscious that I'm good, that we're safe, that we're fine. And eventually your subconscious will trust you and you won't get any more symptoms. And that's whenever you finally recover, not just consciously, but subconsciously. So in the beginning, basically, to wrap this video up, kind of recap, in the beginning, healthy distraction can be useful, and I'll throw grounding techniques and stuff like that into the mix. It can be good for you. It can be great for giving you some momentum, to giving you some symptomless moments, right? Some moments where you don't have to deal with a lot of the negative thoughts, deal with the pain, but just make sure that it's healthy. Don't get into the unhealthy stuff. I did a lot of that as well. Some really bad habits arose from that. And the further that you get along in your journey, when your awareness is getting better, when you understand how anxiety works and you start to realize, like, I gotta face my fears, we wanna start going to distraction less and less and less. We wanna actually deal with these things. We wanna actually face our fears and overcome these things. And we wanna actually convince our subconscious that we're safe. Whenever you're distracting yourself, you know what I mean? Like, you're not really convincing your subconscious that you're safe, right? You're kind of putting it on the back burner. So we want to get away from that the deeper that we get into recovery. Remember, if you want extra help with your anxiety, I got some awesome resources down below in the description and in the first pinned comment. Try out my course, Elite Anxiety Bootcamp. It's my blueprint on how I recovered from panic disorder, health anxiety, and generalized anxiety disorder that crippled me for 5 years. Check that out. It's step-by-step how I was able to beat anxiety, to kick anxiety in the butt. So check that out. It's helping a lot of people. Be a part of that. My coaching info, one-on-one calls with me is down below. You can email me. I'll send you all my info, and we can get started on coaching calls where I can give you some personal advice on your personal situation. Like I said, everybody's anxiety is a little bit different. We have different types of triggers. Our anxiety manifests in different ways. So if you want some help one-on-one with me, reach out to me. I'll send that info to you. But aside from that, guys, there's a lot of other info, and my my social media stuff is down there. So join me on that. Subscribe if you're new. Like this video if you got some value. And until next time, guys, keep fighting. I love you all.